On this next episode of Babushkas, Borscht, and Black Market Botox, we descend into one of New York City's strangest and most cinematic habitats, a seaside colony where the Atlantic mist carries salt water, old Soviet trauma, and perfume so powerful it could stun a small mammal. A place where elderly women patrol fruit stands in giant sunglasses like retired Bond villains, where every beauty salon somehow also does taxes, teeth, passport photos, and one-way flights to Istanbul. A neighborhood where a dancer found out rich kids actually kind of suck, and where a Balkan immigrant tried to escape war trauma only for his cousin to keep calling him about bowling.
Nico, it's Roman!
Brighton Beach. The first thing you'll notice in Brighton Beach is the train. The B&Q sits above Brighton Beach Avenue, screeching overhead like an autistic steel seagull, and underneath it, the whole avenue looks like the old world washed up in Brooklyn and immediately opened a pharmacy. You'll see Cyrillic signs everywhere. Eastern European markets, Georgian restaurants, medical supply stores, travel agencies, jewelry shops, psychics, and enough beauty shops to keep death insecure. They call it Little Odessa because many Russian-speaking Soviet Jews from Odessa, Ukraine settled here. But even that nickname is too simple now because Brighton Beach is not just Little Odessa. It's Little Georgia, Little Uzbekistan, Little Turkey, a little Central Asian, a little American bureaucracy, and it's a lot of someone's auntie judging the out of you. Brighton Beach began as a wealthy seaside resort in 1878. Then the ocean, apparently hating rich people as much as the rest of us, started eating the shoreline and forced the Brighton Beach Hotel inland. By the early 20th century, it was a major Jewish neighborhood, and after World War II, Holocaust survivors found their way to Brighton Beach, where language, food, and water formed a fragile habitat for beginning again. But it didn't stop there. Then came Soviet Jews, Ukrainians, Russians, Bulgarians. Basically, if an empire collapsed and your grandfather had strong opinions about soup, Brighton Beach saved you a seat, which is why calling Brighton Beach Russian is wrong. It's a Russian-speaking neighborhood, not a Russian neighborhood, which is hard for those whose entire world map comes from Call of Duty, and you can't speak on the Brighton immigrant experience without mentioning the food. Brighton Beach is one of New York's best-eating neighborhoods. If you can survive a market where nobody explains anything, and your confusion personally offends the woman behind the counter, there's smoked fish, pickled everything, and enough mysterious meats behind glass to make the FDA start speaking in tongues. Brighton Beach is one of New York's strangest little enclaves. It's a neighborhood that survived Stalinism, anti-Semitism, and migration, and still gets defeated every morning by a guy double-parked in front of Netcost.